Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 4 of the Twin Tell All podcast.
Yay.
I'm Ava.
I'm Aveen.
And this episode, we can't believe it's already been 4 episodes.
Simply wow.
4 weeks, 1 month. But basically, today's episode is going to be about college life and our college stories.
Exactly. And for those of you who are listening, Ava and I, we go to UT Austin, Hook 'em Horns.
Hook 'em Horns.
Hook.
By the time this was recorded, our first game is tomorrow against Rice, and we are home, so we can't go.
And Ava actually wanted to go, and to be honest, I understand, if you go to UT, you know what the big ticket is. It's basically just this ticket that you purchase that gives you access to all of our home games, so all of the football games for every sport, not just football. And the way that the ticket works is all students get to go, and Ava, using your big ticket, you can sit in the student section. And this student section, guys, is directly in the blazing effing sun, okay? It is literally 2 p.m. When's the game happening? 2 p.m.?
2 p.m. The line is so crazy terrible.
It's horrible. It's horrendous. And I didn't survive.
Almost.
Our very first Texas football game, I threw up. Yeah. I ate half a bagel, 1 Frat quesadilla, which was absolutely disgusting. And I pulled up with half of a cup of plastic water in my stomach.
Funny.
That was, and then guys, I threw up, and Ava loves football, you guys. Ava loves football so much.
I'm a football fan.
She's a fiend. And so,
Fiend. Song, Travis Scott.
Oh my God. See, okay, this is another thing that we can get into, because Ava has a habit of literally just blurting out lyrics, just to do it, which is fine, because I do the same thing, but it'll literally be brah, keep it a stat. And I'm like, can you not?
Guys, can
I don't
someone
get
tell
it.
Aveen she should know that song by now? Princess Diana.
I don't know what that is.
It's okay. She doesn't know what it is, but that's a mainstream song. So okay.
I am like a mom. I'm not in it. I don't go downtown.
You're not a mom. Aveen acts like she's
no, but I'm just saying
you're above ra.
No, but I'm just saying, in general, the music that I listen to could not be more different than the music Ava listens to. I listen to EDM and Fiji Blue exclusively, and Ava literally listens to
Jack Harlow
and Travis Scott
and
Dawn. Well, we don't really support Travis Scott.
I
don't personally. That is a personal choice. I will only listen to Travis Scott, Goosebumps, HVME, and for those of you,
not H.
I say Hume.
Shout out Eileen if you're listening. She loves that remix.
I love that remix.
She says that'll be her walkout song if she ever plays baseball and she has to walk out. Would that be your song?
I mean, probably not. I would do. I don't know what my walkout song would be. That's a great question. Probably probably Saturday Night FMR. That one's a good song. That's an EDM song.
Yeah. She's an EDM. But anyway, where were we?
Oh, I was just saying, we were talking about the college life. And the first question that I have #prepared for Ava is, what is college what you expected it to be? Question mark.
Oh my God, I love this question.
Okay.
Do you know what that means from Summer I Turned Pretty?
No, see, I don't watch that either.
Anyway, we do watch Summer I Turned Pretty.
But how many episodes did I watch, and how many episodes did you? You watched all of it with our best friend, Anna.
It's from our interview. But anyway, you asked, was college what I expected it to be?
Yes. Simply yes.
50% yes and 50% no.
Okay.
The reason is because I feel like when you go and you're a high school senior and you see all the older people posting them at Darty's or them going out and having a great friend group, you expect wow, that's going to be my life as soon as I get on campus. I need that, or I expect college to be like that all the time, which college is, at least for me, everyone has a different experience. But for me, I feel like expecting it to be this movie-like thing is just not realistic. But I think it is what I expected in terms of you have your events and you have your games and you have stuff that you're doing on top of school, and you're way more independent.
Yeah.
Which I don't think the independence really hit me until
we were home for the first time. We were oh, we can go do whatever we want.
It's one thing to be I want to get out the house and I want to be on my own, but it's another when you actually are completely on your own. And Aveen and I were pretty independent. We were pretty independent people.
I would say so.
So it's not it was hard for us to live by ourselves. But yeah, what about you? Do you think it's what you expected?
Yeah, I would say it's partially what I expected it to. And I agree with you in terms of like the whole independence thing. At the same time, I feel like also our dad went to Iowa State, but our mom went to university in Iran. So my dad's college experience was very different than our college experience. So I feel like we just kind of also went into it blind for in a certain degree, because it's like he was coming in completely blind too, and his experience was as a like foreign exchange student versus as somebody who's grown up in the States going to a state school. You know,
Yeah, I feel
that's
like
just really
also
different.
like with one thing about college is like literally when you talk, like when you're a freshman you don't really talk to a lot of people about what they're dealing with, but once you
Yeah.
become a sophomore and you start talking to other people about what they dealt with as a freshman, everyone goes through the same exact struggles. It's actually scary. Like
No, it's
everyone's like,
literally,
I was so alone, or like I was, not sure about what my group was. Like everyone has this idea of like,
or it's like even their major, what they're studying.
yeah, like
Everybody just
everyone
kind of
goes
has
through the
that
same stuff,
phase.
and like everyone goes through that point. Like a lot of people feel like if I go to college, I have to like the school I go to as soon as I'm there,
Yeah,
which is not
absolutely
true
not.
at all. And like some people transfer and some people don't enjoy it, but like a lot of people will come to college and have like the shittiest first month or 2 months or 3 months or however long.
Or even like the first like 6 months, like the first
Yeah,
semester
like people
even.
think you're gonna go and you're gonna love it, but it's actually like it's very. I've never heard of someone say I loved my first month at college.
No, because
Nobody
it's just
says
so
that.
you're in like fish out of water type of
Yeah,
vibe. And it's like I even know somebody, like one of my friends, she went to UT for her first semester, completely transferred to a different university, and then came back. So it's like,
really.
yeah. So it's like it's just crazy. Like you can go from, it all comes in waves. Like it's so difficult to kind of go through, and everybody's, again, like you said, kind of also going through the same thing.
Yeah.
But we were just going to transition to, again, that first week coming to college, just being like, oh
First
my
week of
God,
college was
what's
like,
going
I kind of
on?
want to go back
Oh my
and
God.
dissect my brain and
It was
see what was
so
going on in
freaking
my
hilarious. And there was one of the stories that just kind of completely characterizes that first week is Ava and I's first official frat party. And Ava, and
Frat.
literally
Ooh.
we don't even go to frat parties now.
No.
But just the whole idea of like, oh my gosh, like this is like our first one was just so funny. And that night is just literally seared in my brain as like the funniest shit ever.
Also, another funny thing is like I told Levine this a long time ago. Like I thought that you had to be in a sorority or in Greek life
Yeah.
to go to a party.
Yeah.
I didn't know that like you can just go to whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was like exclusive. So when people were like, "Oh, you can go," I was like, "Ooh!" Like I didn't know I could go.
It's like I thought it was. She thought it was special access.
Yeah, because Avina and I never were interested in Greek life, so we were
No.
never going to join a sorority. But like, I didn't know that it was open to the public.
Not the public. Okay, so Ava, are you gonna?
Yeah,
Are
so
you gonna? Yeah.
the first frat party is actually really funny. I don't even think we were planning on going to a
No.
frat party that day, but I'd say this was like what, the second week of school.
I don't know if it was either like the first 2 weeks. I don't know if it was the first week, but it was definitely the first 2 weeks. And so basically, we were so blessed that some of our best friends to this day lived at our building, if not on our floor. And so we meet up on our floor and we're like, okay, we're going to this frat party. Like, who's willing to go out? Like, we are going. And then our friend, let's just call her Liv, okay? Our friend Liv was like, oh, like, I'm going with this other girl, like, and we hadn't met her yet. And we were like, oh my gosh, like, let's all go. And we went with our 2 other friends that kind of live on our floor. And so we were all getting ready and none of us knew what to wear. So we throw on like a cutest shirt and shorts, and we come outside and we didn't know that frat parties were themed either. And this was the funny part, because it's like the theme that night was white trash, and so
which I still don't to this day know what that means.
it's basically, for our listeners, it's basically like you wear like a ripped up shirt where everything's just kind of out and about. Everything's just kind of out, and you just kind of wear like a dinky shirt and like
the
short
frat
shorts,
party
and that's
themes
pretty
and
much
party
it.
themes. Like I literally was
I really
like,
don't know what white trash means either.
I
Like
don't know
that
what white
explanation
trash-
didn't really
anyway,
make any sense.
It was white trash though, and we didn't
Yeah.
have anything white.
And
or
we
trashy.
we didn't have anything white or trashy, and we didn't know that we needed bands in order to get in.
Yes,
Because apparently at UT, if you want to go to a frat party, you need bands.
and the way we found out was because so we lived in this dorm-esque type of place that has a lot of people in Greek life in it. So we left our doors like ready to go, and we leave, and as soon as we leave, this girl comes out, y'all. like not part of, like she wasn't in our group.
We didn't know who she was. We were just random girl.
She comes out with a white push-up bra. Not only. She got some like short booty shorts on.
But she didn't have a shirt.
The girl did not have a shirt on. She just had a white push-up bra and she wrote something on her chest. Like,
I don't know.
Something in Sharpie. And she goes, oh my God, are you going to the party too?
And you guys, and listen, she looked great. Like, she literally looked great. But we just, the difference between she was frat ready and we just simply weren't.
We looked like we were going to like we
looked like we were going to school. Like, that's like, how we looked like. And it was just so
And then
funny.
I was like, yes. And she goes, oh, like, do y'all have a band? And I go, no, like, are we supposed to have a band? And she goes, yeah, but like, as long as you like look slutty and like wear a push-up bra, you'll be fine. And keep in mind, okay. I don't even own a push-up bra to this day, let alone have one for.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
we were in it for the fun. We were in it for the fun.
I like made sure I wore a white wrist hair tie so that I thought I could trick them and think that that was my
so
band.
Hilarious. And so long story short, we end up going to the party. We meet Liv and then her friend, who also ends up being a twin.
Yeah,
so we were like, oh my gosh, yes.
Twin connections.
And so then we end up going to the party and we're in this huge line. Like, it literally,
it was crowded.
It was so crowded. You could barely breathe. You were squeezed up. And it's like, imagine a bottleneck all going towards like this one entrance door with this poor bouncer guy checking IDs.
And that's also what's weird. It's like, I don't know if other colleges are like this, where like their frats have bouncers.
I don't know.
I thought it was so weird that like there was a grown ass man in the front.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. I felt bad for them low key.
I know,
at
TBH,
the place, too, like there was like adults giving kids drinks, like a full-on bar, and it was like,
it was odd,
it was weird.
And so that was going on, and so then he checked our IDs, saw we were underage, and just kind of like gave us a little different colored band. And then we walked in, and then when we were there, you guys, there was a whole like, what's it called, mosh area with people throwing their drinks everywhere. And I also had an ear infection when this was going on, so I couldn't really be near anything loud.
This is what's funny. We were like those freshmen that like
we're very obviously
we were so
freshmen.
Excited. We like walked in like we peaked. Like
like this is it. Feeling. Like this is literally
it. We walked in and like we were dancing. Like we were the only ones dancing and we were very close to the front of the stage.
No, we were not the front, we were in the back.
No, at first we were at the front and we were dancing, and then Aveen like started looking like her head was about to explode. Like, Aveen, what's wrong with you? And she goes, my ear hurts. So we had to go in the back.
So our group like literally just diverges.
We migrated into a little like circle in the corner of the like, area, and it was so funny because we were the only ones like dancing. And people were like joining our mini circle that was like isolated from everyone. We had so much fun though.
And guys, we were sweating through our shirts.
Oh my God, it was
this is the vibes. Like, we literally looked like sweaty ass freshmen.
It was
that
so
were just
bad.
Like literally completely, with our waters, just drinking our waters, having a great time, just dancing. And it was just so funny. And there was
a mechanical bull,
yes,
too, which is crazy. And like, I didn't go on it, but our friend Liv went on it, and it was so funny.
It was so hilarious. But, like, she slated
that. Like, I think that was 2 years ago.
That was crazy, bro.
Time flies because literally that felt like literally last week.
And that reminds me, the way that time flies, I also can't believe that your accident was also 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. So another whack ass story is that
Ava's first car crash was in Austin.
Car accident in Austin. It's actually really funny because I was picking up my friend, same friend, Liv, to go to a surprise birthday party. Yes. And she was at like the theater building, which is near, it's kind of far from like where we live, but it's like in an obscure area in comparison to like the rest of campus. So I needed directions, and I was going through these directions, and I got into the driveway, but the driveway was like having concierge and valet because there was a performance there. And the building was like the fine arts building or the rock and roll building. Yeah, just some concert building. And so I was on the side because the concierge man that was controlling it told me to move to the side and so that other cars could go. And then I didn't see any cars going after that, and he gave me like the signal to go. So I go to turn out of my parking spot into the route of traffic, and as soon as I do that, I hit a car. And the car, like, I hear the crash noise, which was extremely traumatizing to me. And after that, I wanted to be the guy looking at me from outside, because as soon as I hit this car, my face, like, my mouth was gaping open, and I was crying. Like, as soon as that happened,
it's like instant tears.
And as soon as the tears came, this man did not give a singular crap about me. He was like, he motioned me on. Yeah.
It happened, keep going.
Like, he did not care at all. And so I was like,
oh my God,
crying, and then I moved to the side, and the person I hit the car, like, the whole side of their car was like smudged with like my car.
Insane.
But my car had like a little scratch that you can't even see.
Even
like,
though it was technically like
my car's damage was like 2% and hers was like 60%.
And guys, keep in mind, so basically they both end up getting out of their cars. They park the car and get out, and she is in full costume.
Yes, because she was on her way back from the performance.
And because they were near the theater building, so it all makes sense.
So she had a glued on mustache.
and so Ava calls her dad.
Yes, because I was bawling, and I was like calling my dad, like, I just hit the car.
And dad was so chill about it. Like, he was literally like,
are
it's
you
okay.
hurt? And I go, no. He goes, okay. Like, and then he's like, let me talk to the guy you hit. And like, I was like, okay. And I showed the FaceTime, like, I flipped the camera to the girl, and she goes, hi. She was so nice too.
Oh my gosh,
I wonder
she's
how
slayed.
She's doing. But like, she goes, hi sir, or hi, and my dad goes, hello sir.
Yeah, because she had a glue on mustache.
She goes, I'm not a guy, I'm a girl.
This poor girl got hit by a car, got called sir by a dad because she was in full costume. It's just
and
so
in my
funny.
Class, like that year, I had a like undergrad class where I had to do a project for a presentation, and it had to be about a story, and I chose that story, and me and my friend like imitated that,
and it was the same girl too.
Yes, same girl.
Same girl. Yeah,
it was so funny. Like, the girl looked like Nick Fury. We don't watch that movie, or like
it's okay.
It's from Marvel. I don't know.
We don't know.
Bad.
We don't
watch
know
those movies, but like, for people that know Nick Fury,
an American,
like, she was literally. Avi and I are so untexted.
Yeah,
it's
so hilarious. It's literally embarrassing. Like, I think Ava and Dad both had their first biscuit today. Like, I still haven't had
20 years old, and I remember, and I'm born and raised in Texas.
Texan, born and raised, but like,
home.
But like, it was even funnier because I still haven't had a biscuit. And what's super funny was, over the summer I did some clinical stuff, and they were like, you haven't had a biscuit? They were also shocked.
It was a good ass biscuit.
Yeah, it was good.
Had it soon.
# Corner Cafe if you're on campus.
Yeah, it was really good.
But no, yeah, and in my perspective, this was super funny because Ava was coming to our surprise birthday party location. The surprise birthday party was on South Congress area, and there's this place called Velvet Taco. It's like a chain. It's like a taco chain. It's pretty good. And so my friends had gone with me to pick up a cake for him, and I'd called Ava, and I have the habit of calling Ava right when tensions are high and stress is high. So she answers the phone. She's like, hey, Avian. And I'm like, hey. And I tell her, like, hey, we picked up the cake. Like, are you guys on your way? And Ava goes, yeah, I'm in a little bit of a sticky situation, but like, I'll call you soon. And I was like, okay.
I was holding back tears.
Exactly. And she did a great job, because I literally like just took it and was like, oh, okay, like, you'll figure it out. Okay, bye. Hangs up, like, unaware.
I didn't, at this time, Avian hadn't been driving a lot. So I didn't want her to feel like I didn't want her to feel like scared that I was in a bad situation.
Yeah, it's not even having to do with my driving. She just didn't want to tell me. And so then, like, with the whole situation, I hung up the phone, and I was with my friends, and they're like, hey, how's Ava? And I was like, she's fine. She's just in a little bit of a sticky situation. And then they started freaking out. And so then I called Ava again, and I was like, wait, actually, like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. So it turns out, because the damage was so low, I didn't even notice that the car got hit. Ava didn't even tell me that this happened until like literally 3 weeks after.
The damage to my car was so little that, like, I asked the girl, I was like, you sure your car wasn't had in an accident before this? Like, it was embarrassing on my part, because I literally thought, like, that's how bad it was. Like, I had nothing, and she had the whole side, to where I thought that wasn't so done by me. She was
literally so chill.
It was, yeah. But because we talked about how we were living in a dorm. The food at our dorm food is a whole other topic. But The food at our dorm was like fine, but
listen, it was better than most. I will sit here, I will stand by this. Like, Ava and I had a really good dorm food experience in comparison to everybody else. However, we did have Chick-fil-A.
Yes, our dining hall
had knockoff Chick-fil-A.
Not Chick-fil-A. Faux.
Because
it was like
faux.
knockoff Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
it was every
like
Friday or Sunday.
And
I forgot what day.
I survived
Friday.
off of a veggie burger for at least my lunch
that
and dinner.
That Chick-fil-A made me sick one time.
Yeah,
I ate it and I threw up. And I knew it was Chick-fil-A.
And that is simply okay.
Chick-throw-up-lay.
Yeah, literally. Chick said bye-bye.
Honestly, Chick said bye-bye.
Chick said bye-bye. But, like, I'm just saying, like, and I also, again, had a veggie burger for lunch and dinner at least every single day for at least 4 months.
Yeah, but it was so funny because the way our dining hall was set up is you walk in and on the right is usually like where the main stuff is, and then on the left is like a whole other grill area which is responsible for like the veggie burgers, the regular burgers, the fries, the fried pickles, like the hot dogs, which like it sounds all good now, but like the meat that they were preparing the burger was out of like in a tub full of like juice.
Like it was
like, disgusting.
It was just like burger juice.
And there was just one lady that would always do it, and she would be like, "What do you want?" And I ate so much burgers, like many burgers, that she would get so mad at me because I would always go and be like, "I just want a burger," and she was sometimes in a really bad mood. Like, I remember one time asking her, like,
can I deal with us?
Yeah, like, can I get, like, an extra scoop of, like, fries? And she, like, got so pissed.
Yeah, I mean, she has to deal with us. So it's, like, I don't blame her. Because the other thing is, it's, like...
What are your thoughts on Freshman 15?
That was such a transition!
Yeah, well, it just reminded me of, like,
I think
food.
that it's absolutely... Listen, I think that concept is so, like, disordered eating. Like, it's giving me... It's giving disordered eating. Because I think... Obviously, if you're in college, I think that's just a social thing that everybody puts on girls and guys, right? That they need to look the same way that they did when they were in high school, y'all. Like, especially if you were playing a sport or you were being really active in high school and you're in college now, you have homework, you have social life, you have so many other things to do. So it's like, obviously, and you're getting older, like, obviously your body's going to change. So I just think the whole idea of Freshman 15 and trying to avoid gaining weight as a growing person whose body's changing and getting, and developing and getting into its normal state of what it should be is completely absurd.
Yeah.
And that is, I will stand by that because it's like, especially like I can only speak for myself, but coming into college, like my body did change and it would be unhealthy if it didn't. And I feel like I was looking at myself and being like, oh my gosh, like, why do I look like this now? Like, I didn't used to look like this before, not because it was bad, but because it's just like, I wasn't used to it changing. And I feel like that's like the whole idea of Freshman 15 is the idea that it shouldn't change, even though it's actually, it would be bad if it didn't,
Yeah.
That's my
I just
opinion.
think like, it's funny because some people will be like, Freshman 15, I'm losing weight because of the fact that like I'm not eating anything.
Yeah,
walking a lot, like to classes.
I guess.
I just think it's like it's just stupid. Like, why is that even a thing?
It's
like
just
the Freshman 15.
Social
it's
stereotype.
Like weird.
It's like not a stereotype, but it's a social.
It's like a
media
social
gross.
Yeah. I just thought it like literally, and the transition. Once you start like cooking for yourself, I struggled.
Ava, literally, you guys, we've gone through it. Like, Ava and I, we've never fight over anything. The one thing that we fight about is cooking.
Yesterday.
Anything cooking related when it has to do with, like, anything cleaning and cooking, that is the only topic Ava and I actually argue about. And, like, that's it.
It also has to do because we're roommates. So, like, roommates usually, like, live together and fight. Yeah. But yesterday, I was, like, showing Dad my lunch. And I go, leftover pizza and carrots, and Aveen was like chili bowl or like whatever.
One of my best friends got me on chili. I did not know what chili was before, and I know I make it wrong.
When she makes it, the kitchen smells so bad.
Okay, it's really. But so listen, bad. Y'all, the chili that I make gives me 7 meals minimum. 7 meals minimum, and that's like good meals, not like basic ass like 1 scoop. Like, I'm loading that shit. Like, I'm putting sour cream, cheese, the whole thing. and it's great. And Ava is not a chili girl. She will not stand
but
by
that
it.
transition between like eating dining hall food to like cooking for yourself,
absolutely cray,
is wild. But yeah, do you have any,
honestly,
like, if someone, to end our podcast episode, if someone were to come up to you and be like, Aveen, like, what's one thing I need to know about college before I get here? Or like, what's something that
oh my gosh, that
is
such a good question.
Like, you think I would need to know before coming?
Honestly, just be prepared to know a lot more about yourself, and just be prepared to just have fun and learn about yourself. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Because I feel like coming to college, I became way more self-aware and self-assured, and I feel like I wasn't as confident, and I grew more into myself and my personality.
That's
so
what, like,
just
that's
be prepared
what is
for that.
College, I think, is really for.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you get your degree, but college is such a like personal transformation that's a great point.
Yeah, and again, the only reason why Ava and I are in college is because our dad promised us for a dog. So
yes,
that we'll get a dog, and that's literally the only reason.
But that's a great point.
You're
going to learn a lot about yourself through college.
Absolutely.
And enjoy the process. And for those in college, we hope you
keep
found
slaying.
some keep going. School just started. You got this.
We got it.
Grades aren't everything, but do your best.
Absolutely.
Bye, guys. See you guys next week.